Hello everyone, HeyONXT here, showing my face for once, cause we have a lot to talk about. It's also kind of important, so I thought, instead of hiding behind my usual image I use, I thought it'd be better if I actually, showed myself for this one. Cause yeah, we have some things we need to talk about. And I do mean we have a lot of things to talk about. To the point where I honestly have to ask, please watch all of this. Please watch the whole video. There is a lot we need to talk about. Well, I need to talk about. And if you just skip around trying to find the information you care about, you're probably going to end up confused because I have a tendency to ramble. And again, we have a lot to talk about. So I think I'll start with the big elephant in the room that's going to lead to all of this. But before that, I do have to thank you all for all the support you've given me. As I'm making this video, we're at 295 subscribers, which I never thought I'd even make 100, so yeah, I'm kind of surprised, to say the least. You guys have helped me through some of the hardest points of my life right now, and I can never be thankful enough. I have found something I really enjoy doing, which is making these roleplay videos for you guys. And it makes me not want to stop doing them, but that gets into the big elephant in the room that I need to talk about that leads into everything else. And to talk about this, we need to go back a few years. And most of this information, if you somehow are one of the microscopically small number of people who watch me when I stream, which again, I know is not many people. I basically only ever get 1 or 2 people on stream. Some of you would know that I broke down when I first mentioned this back then, but a few years ago, my father got, diagnosed with a terminal glioblastoma, which in layman's terms is brain cancer. Yeah. Miraculously, my dad has survived a year longer than expected, and that in itself was a miracle. But come last December, he isn't with us anymore, and that's been its own thing. It's surprising how hard it hits, even when you've been expecting it for so many years, since my second year of college. Yeah, it's been hard. But we were always planning once I graduated to move, and well, with Dad's condition, we decided to wait until, well, his time was up. So yeah, as I have mentioned on multiple occasions, I am now officially moving. I've already gone past the time of mourning. That, again, I've had several months to do that. It's already, the 5th month of the new year. But as of today, the house is going to be on the market. I am not going to be able to be at my house. We'll be jumping from friend of the family to friend of the family. And like, only one of them has decent internet, and even then I would not want to strain it by trying to stream and record. So, because it would not be the best quality or good for them, because, well, they don't usually do stuff with that heavy of a burden on their internet. Plus, well, the other things, but yeah, what this means is I'm definitely, as sad as it is, I'm going to have to put the channel mostly on hold. Keyword on that last part though, on the mostly. And this is what I mean by saying you have to keep track to the beginning, because I am going to have to go through details of what's happening with all the series now. But yeah, do not expect things to get back into any kind of full swing until, well, 2 conditions are met. We or I, depending whether or not my mom finds a place first or I find a place first, have a new roof overhead. And the second thing is I will need, I'm not used to having to talk with a small space. The second thing would be me getting a full-time job. I have graduated last year in the spring. Probably one of the worst times to graduate because, you know, of the whole issues we've been having. I say it, but thank you, YouTube's algorithms. I am going to be avoiding you know what. So yeah, but all sense of the words, I have been looking this whole last year and have come out empty-handed with looking for a full-time job. That's bad in many regards. So until I can sustain myself, even when I do have internet, what time I have is going to have to be, for the most part, solely focused on hunting for a job. But as you know, there are very limited jobs out there. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of places hiring, but all of them are like, yeah, work part-time at $10 an hour, no benefits. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a job I can sustain myself off of. I am looking for a job. I do not want multiple. I know myself well enough to know I would break if I took multiple. I would not be able to function. So I have to solely focus on getting a job that does pay at least $15 an hour. Because while that's definitely not enough to pay for yourself, that's enough to make it by with a roommate or two. And that has made my pickings very, very slim. But what this means for the channel, as I said, is that it's for the most part on hiatus. Again, I do not want this channel to end. I enjoy this. I enjoy making content. I enjoy making people happy. I'm enjoying making things that you guys enjoy, and I do not want to stop. That's why I'm doing my best, and I promise this is only temporary. No matter what, I am going to do my damnedest to come back. Whether that's a month or two from now, or maybe a few months, or Christ, I hope not, maybe a year or two from now. God, I hope it doesn't take that long. I would not be surprised if I did that long, and I was still not caught up with me when it came to Kaijus, but yeah. Things are not going to be easy in the future. But there's only so many jobs out there. There are definitely going to be moments where I'm just going to have idle time where I won't be helping around the friends of the family's houses to try to earn my keep, where I don't have any new jobs on the table I can hunt for. And in these other periods, I may be able to get the occasional recording in. Which is why I'm saying, for the most part, it's going to be technically hiatus, but there's always chances. Mind you, this is very thin of a chance, trust me. I'm trying to leave that thread of hope there, but I can't honestly make any promises. And that's kind of what we're going to get into with the, where things stands with the rest of the RPs. So let's start with the one that's quickly the easiest to mention. Scavengers. Because, well, Scavengers literally has only the finale left. There's literally one episode left. But the problem is, we've been well, not bickering, we just haven't been able to figure out a good deck build for what would be the final fight. And that's basically been a massive brick wall. The second we figure that out, hopefully it'll be a time when I do have good internet, we can knock that out, and that will be done. That will probably be priority number 2 or 3, if not 4 in recording. Because that one is literally just one and done. Moving on the list, we have Inhumans, which, for the most part, I have the next episode besides like one scene done. Which, again, will mean that's probably the next thing you'll see once I finally find the time. We've been doing the whole, 2-week scramble of having, been working on the house for the last month or two, trying to get ready, and holy crap, the house was nowhere near ready, so we had to, do something everyone who's done moving a house has probably done in their lives, which is dumping all their resources and time into trying to get things at least into a manageable state. Which is why there hasn't been any content on the channel for a while now. It's because I've been so invested into having to try to get the house ready that when I do have free time, I'm just too burned out to even sit at the computer, let alone record. But there will be time, and with Inhumans, again, only one last scene for that next episode, and after that there's like 5 more episodes, and that's going to be done. And it's going to be a bit tricky to pull off that one, because I need a variety of people, and I won't have free access, making it very hard to fill this in, so that's probably lowest in the priority order. I know Inhumans is not my most popular, so again, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I did have to mention it because, again, it is a thing. Well, let's get the 2 big ones out of the way. And then we can talk about what some of you may be wondering about, which is where things are going to go in any series after this. Which, the quick answer would be for that one is, I'm going to be probably not taking part in any new series until stuff gets fixed. Except there is one series I've been working on, and I can easily do solo in a way that I could do a bit more regularly, which is why that one's going to be priority number 1 once I'm in this idle period, but we'll get to that. Kaijus. Let's talk about that one first. How the 2 remain the big ones. Again, we are kind of folded by Ryan. I know that for everyone who's been around since I basically started doing things seriously on this channel, since I started doing roleplays, Ryan's been a major roadblock. We all know that. Ryan knows that. And for those who don't know who I'm talking about, that would be DTM Shadow Slayer. He's been going through a lot of shit in his life, and I can't really judge him. It doesn't fully excuse him, because he's, well, on occasion decide, I don't want to do this, I'll do something else, because he's lost interest, but it's holding the rest of us back. Like, dude, you mentioned you have like 1 season after this to finish your story arc, so why not just rip the Band-Aid off? But he's putting it off slowly, so can't really, you know, sympathize that much. Most I can do kaiju-wise until Ryan catches up, even if we get things back together quickly, and I do find a job quickly, and I get into a new house quickly, which even then I expect will take a month or 2 at minimum. I hope it takes quicker than that. I'm like, luckiest I get a job like in a week, but getting a house would be, well, more in my case, an apartment, because I find houses to be a very big waste of space, especially when it comes to yards. But that comes in with the final thing, which for those who have watched other people's channels already knows exists, which is Pixelmon Awakening. With Pixelmon Awakening, I could easily make it a solo-esque RP for like the first chunk, because I could easily script stories, make characters, have people voice them. I could very easily make Pixelmon to be my experimental, like, let's make this as cinematic as possible so I can toy around and learn new things series. Which, again, would make it a very solo viable series, and I've even gone so far as to already ask Void, who is the one in charge of it, to send me a copy of the map for a single-player world version, and I am going to use that. So, after Inhumans, or maybe even before it, that is probably the first thing that'll be coming out, and it's probably going to be the most common thing to be coming out until this mess is until it close. Afterwards, I'll probably double down, trying to clean up Scavengers, Inhumans, and get the slate completely clean, because I've learned juggling multiple series have the pros, and the fact that juggling multiple series with different groups means you can, cover more ground and have a more consistent chance of getting something done every day. But it also comes with its own amount of heavy workload and other crap. It's even worse when people on multiple groups, because then they end up prioritizing one series over the other, and when you need Series X and they want to work on Series D, there's nothing you can really do. Because they won't want to help, and it makes things hard. Sometimes they'll help, sometimes they'll not even do that. Sometimes they're a bit too focused and busy with their own stuff on the other series to really help. So I am planning to try clean the slate off. Get Inhumans and Scavengers off my table. Probably never again try to do more than 3. 2 in itself was a bit of a juggle at one point, but that's life, and I'm probably going to have to stay that low come having a full-time job. Would I like to do more? Yes, but that's something I could only do if I had the time, which, if I'm struggling with a part-time job to do it, full-time's going to be worse. There's just no way about it. Yeah. For those that are wondering, yes, they're already planning what's replacing Inhumans and such. They're already in the works, and holy crap, every time I even take a breather and notice, Discord has a million messages and notifications on it, because I finally have a smartphone and I can do that and see that. And I see there's always at least 5 people on a call at all times. They are going around the clocks over what's replacing the new series. And I'd love to take part in that one, especially since that one seems to be something that people would be very much interested in. It's also one that I'm always going to be very strict and be like, you are doing your stuff, you are going to do your stories. Because we've had too many cases lately of people being 2 episodes and then they just don't feel like doing it anymore, and it leaves only 3 or 4 people trying to salvage what they can, and that's, yeah, not fun. Yeah, I was hoping I could at least get one more video out. I was hoping I could do Inhumans. That never happened. But as I said, this is only temporary. Hopefully. I have no intentions of letting this stay this way. I have no intentions of staying in a situation where I don't have a roof over my head, where I don't have a full-time job, where I'm not making content, because I really enjoy doing this stuff. It's fun to learn new things. I've always enjoyed learning new things, but being able to hang out, just do something like this in itself is just fun. At least it is for me. I've always been a kind of an RPG nerd, so well, should be a surprise that I like doing role-playing stuff. So I do need to re-emphasize that again, this is just temporary. I don't know for how long. It may go on for a bit when I even have a full-time job and a place to stay. And have stable internet, because I'll probably be having to just having, a full-time job. Because I am never expecting this to take off. I am never expecting this to reach the point where I can be like, oh, I can do this for a living. I'm realistic in the sense that I realize that most people, over 90% of people who do YouTube, never reach that point. I'm realistic. I have to think, yes, this is fun. It would be great. I would love to be able to do this for a living. I'd love to be able to make people happy for a living. But I have to be realistic. And realistic states that someone like me, who is 24 years old, turning 25 this year, ain't going to have that kind of luck that quick. I need a full-time job. It's probably going to be one I'm going to be stuck with for a while, no matter what. And that's going to take a while to adjust to. No questions asked. I know I've been rambling. I just have a lot I need to talk about, and it's just been... my mind just goes all over the place. It is a mess. But either way, I do have to say, one last time, thank you all for everything. Thank you for coming to my channel. Thank you for being here through some of the toughest years. And I thank you guys for sticking through to this point. And I thank you for well, having to be able to, put up with this now. I hope it doesn't last very long. We'll have to see. But thank you all for sticking through to the end. Not the end of this channel. No, I do not plan to let this be the end. But for the end of this video, and I do hope we have so many years to come of more content we can all enjoy together. So, once again, thank you. And I truly hope I get to see you again. Come on next video. Till then, bye bye.